It's been over 20 years since The Sopranos redefined television and left us with that unforgettable ending. But what happened to the stars after the screen went black? Some went on to win Emmys, appear in major films, and even land roles in today's biggest shows. Others stepped away from the spotlight completely, or faced heartbreaking turns off-screen. From Michael Imperioli's surprising second act, to Edie Falco's powerful performances beyond Carmela, and the tragic loss of James Gandolfini that shook the world. This is where the cast of The Sopranos are now, the careers they built, the secrets you didn't know, and the legacies they've left behind. Stick around, because just like the show, not everything is as it seems. Tony Soprano, played by James Gandolfini. In North Jersey, he's the boss you don't see coming. Part suburban dad, part stone-cold gangster. Tony Soprano runs the mob and a family, juggling therapy with murder, cookouts with cover-ups. He's a father with a short fuse, a husband with secrets, and a leader with enemies on all sides. Charismatic, brutal, vulnerable. He's got panic attacks, but don't mistake that for weakness. He'll whack you, then grill sausages like nothing happened. Tony's the king of contradictions, and he knows it. In a world where loyalty is currency, Tony's trying to buy peace, even if it costs him his soul. Carmela Soprano, played by Edie Falco. Meet Carmela, elegant, loyal, and steel beneath the silk. She's the perfect mob wife, turns a blind eye when it pays, but never forgets her worth. Carmela wants a good life for her kids, a little respect from her husband, and maybe some jewelry to sweeten the deal. She walks a tightrope of Catholic guilt and quiet ambition, wrestling with morality while enjoying the spoils. Don't let the manicure fool you. She knows exactly where the bodies are buried, and sometimes she helped bury them. She's not just Tony's wife. She's his mirror, his judge, and sometimes his silent partner in crime. Dr. Jennifer Melfi, played by Lorraine Bracco. She's the therapist with the hardest patient in Jersey. Dr. Melfi hears Tony's darkest thoughts and somehow keeps hers in check. Week after week, she listens to the violence, the lies, the guilt, trying to heal a man who breaks people for a living. She's drawn to him, not romantically, but psychologically. He fascinates her and terrifies her. Torn between ethics and empathy, Melfi stares into the abyss every session, and it stares right back. Her couch might be the most dangerous place in the show. And deep down she knows, helping Tony might just make everything worse. Christopher Moltisanti, played by Michael Imperioli. Tony's protege with a nose for trouble and a heart full of ambition. Christopher wants to rise in the mob, and maybe write a screenplay along the way. He's volatile, loyal, and constantly battling his own demons, pills, booze, and self-doubt. He craves respect, but doesn't know what to do with it. One minute, he's doing hits. The next, he's pitching movies. Caught between a future he dreams of and a past he can't escape, Christopher is the tragedy of potential squandered, a made man chasing meaning in a world that doesn't offer any. He's the nephew Tony loves and the ticking time bomb he fears. AJ Soprano, played by Robert Eiler. Tony's son AJ is growing up in the shadow of a gangster, and it shows. He's soft where Tony is hard, confused where his father is cunning. A privileged kid with no real path, AJ drifts from rebellion to depression, trying to make sense of a world built on lies, power, and violence. He doesn't have the stomach for the life, but he's soaked in it all the same. A lost kid in a house of wolves, stumbling through adolescence, with pressure crushing him from both sides. He didn't choose this life, but he can't escape it either. And somewhere deep down, his father knows it. Meadow Soprano, played by Jamie Lynn Sigler. Meadow's the sharpest soprano in the house, Ivy League-bound and morally conflicted. She sees the contradictions of her upbringing. Blood money funding her education, violence hiding behind Sunday dinners. Smart, compassionate, and just rebellious enough. She wants more honesty, more justice, more meaning. She challenges her parents, questions the system, and demands answers no one wants to give. Meadow's the future, bright, bold, and aware. She's the mirror Tony tries not to look into, because she sees the truth he can't outrun. And every time she speaks it, it cuts a little deeper. Uncle Jr., played by Dominic Chianese. Corrado Jr. Soprano, Old school to the core, paranoid, proud, and dangerously underestimated. He's the uncle who helped raise Tony and tried to have him killed. A relic of a different era, Junior clings to the old ways. Respect, tradition, fear. But age is catching up to him, and so is his mind. As dementia creeps in, so does the irony. The man who once ruled with fear now wanders halls of confusion. Don't let the slippers and bathrobe fool you. Junior still knows how to play the game. And even when he forgets names, he never forgets a grudge. Silvio Dante, played by Steven Van Zandt. He's the consigliere with a slicked back hair and stone-cold stare. Silvio Dante runs the strip club, delivers the hits, and keeps Tony grounded when he's not delivering a punchline or a bullet. Calm, calculated, and fiercely loyal, Silvio's the guy who can quote Pacino and pull the trigger in the same breath. He's the quiet power behind the throne, the guy who keeps the machine oiled while others lose their heads. When things get messy, Sil cleans it up, fast, quiet, no questions asked. Never rattled. Always ready. In a world of chaos, he's the closest thing to order, and he likes it that way. Big Puss, Salvatore Bonpensiero, played by Vincent Pastore. They call him Big Pussy, but don't let the nickname fool you. He's a trusted soldier, a childhood friend, and a man with a secret. Once the life meant brotherhood, honor, loyalty, but when the feds came knocking, fear spoke louder. Torn between loyalty and survival, Puss walks the tightrope between rat and friend, all while wearing a wire and a guilty conscience. He didn't want to betray Tony, but he did. And the worst part? He still loved him. In The Sopranos, betrayal doesn't come from strangers. It comes from guys you grew up with. Guys like Puss. Paulie Walnuts Galtieri, played by Tony Sirico. The tracksuit, the wings in his hair, the hair trigger temper. That's Paulie Walnuts. A made guy with old school pride and a knack for comic timing and violence. He's loyal to the core, paranoid to a fault, and always on edge, like a grenade with a smile. He tells stories like a stand-up comic, then breaks bones without blinking. Superstitious, self-important, and secretly terrified of being left behind. Paulie's both comic relief and controlled chaos. When Paulie's around, it's part sitcom, part shootout, and you're never sure which you're getting. But you'll remember it. Adriana La Cerva, played by Drita Matteo. She's the mob girlfriend with the big hair, big heart, and a dream of making it big. Adriana loves Christopher, loves the lifestyle, the clothes, the clubs, the feeling of being somebody. But that love comes with a price. When the FBI knocks, she's forced into a deadly dance between betrayal and self-preservation. She's loyal until loyalty starts to kill her. Trapped between her man and the feds, she's dancing on a wire in heels, smiling through the fear. Sweet, stylish, and in way over her head, Adriana's story is one of tragedy disguised as glamour. And we all saw it coming. Janice Soprano, played by Ida Turturro. Janice, Tony's sister, a master manipulator with a spiritual streak and a mean streak. She's part flower child, part firestorm, always chasing control of men, money, or the family legacy. 1 minute, she's quoting Buddhism. The next, she's swinging a fork in a kitchen fight. She preaches peace, but leaves wreckage in her wake. Family drama is her battlefield, and she never enters a room without stirring up history. Janice doesn't just stir the pot, she throws it. And if you cross her, she'll remind you why Tony's not the only soprano you should fear. Richie Aprile, played by David Preval. Fresh out of prison and looking to take back what he thinks he's owed, Richie Aprile is a powder keg with a short fuse. Old school menace wrapped in a leather jacket, he doesn't adapt, he imposes. He disrespects Tony, dominates Janice, and brings violence wherever he walks. He's a man stuck in the past, trying to muscle his way into a future that's already moved on. And when the power doesn't come fast enough, Richie makes his own rules and enemies. You don't invite Richie to dinner unless you want the table flipped, the room cleared, and someone carried out. Artie Bucco, played by John Ventimiglia. He's not in the mob, but he's close enough to get burned. Artie Bucco, the chef, the dreamer, the childhood friend who just wants to run a nice restaurant and stay out of trouble. But trouble doesn't ask permission, especially when it comes in the form of Tony Soprano. Artie wants respect, success, and maybe a little danger. until he gets too close. His temper flares, his pride aches, and his morals are always in the pan, sizzling under pressure. Artie's got the sauce, the heart, the hustle, but in this world, even a good guy can get scorched.